Well, good morning, everyone. Salam alaikum. It's a pleasure to welcome you to the regional session for the MENA region on water operators partnerships to address water scarcity. So this is the regional session at the fourth Global WOP Congress. So we're very happy to be able to dedicate a full session to the challenges and the experiences of water utilities, water and sanitation utilities in the MENA region. So it's my pleasure to welcome all of you on behalf of GWOPA and UN Habitat. And before we start with the session, I would like to mention a few housekeeping information. So you will see that on the right side of your screens, you have a bar, vertical bar with the live translation. So this session is being interpreted into English, French, and Arabic. So you can choose the language of your choice. And right below, you'll have the open chat for all participants. For that, you need to sign in, and then you will be able to share your comments or address your questions to the speakers and the moderators. So we encourage you to use the chat to make this session as lively and interactive as possible. I would also like to mention that at the bottom of this page, you'll find an evaluation survey. So we also invite you to fill it in. So we can get some feedback from all the participants. So the moderators for this session will be myself, José Luis Martín. I'm a consultant for GWOPA UN Habitat, and also Mr. Khaldoun Hashman, the Secretary General of ACWA, the Arab Countries Water Utilities Association. So I already mentioned to the speakers that I will remind all of them before 2 minutes before the end of the presentations to start with wrapping up. So now I would like to introduce this session. I would like to say that we are having a very rich and interesting Congress, having very meaningful discussions about the role of water utilities in dealing with all the global challenges and global drivers that we know. But this Congress wouldn't be complete if we didn't address a very important issue, which is the climatic specificities of arid and semi-arid zones, or also called water scarce areas, where utilities have an even more particular challenge to be able to provide water supply and manage sanitation. So I am very happy that we can have a discussion. For that, we have invited institutions and utilities from the United Arab Emirates, from Egypt, Jordan, Palestine, Tunisia, Morocco. So we'll have a very interesting range of experiences covering the entire MENA region. In this session, we will also hear about the outcomes of a regional capacity building consultation that took place between 2019 and 2020. This was led by GWOPA with the kind support from the Abu Dhabi Department of Energy. So the results from these consultations that took place in Abu Dhabi through the 2 EGMs, 2 expert group meetings in 2019, and at the World Urban Forum in Abu Dhabi in 2020. And finally, in this session, we will also hear from the practitioners, the water utilities that are participating in water operators partnerships. So we will see how learning exchange and learning and peer learning are necessary to help utilities help one another face and provide solutions to the challenges that are posed by water scarce conditions. So without further delay, now I would like to give the floor in this opening session to Mr. Khaldoun Hashman. He is the Secretary General of the Arab Countries Water Utilities Association, ACWA, and and ACWA is one of he's the most important partner of GWOPA in the Arab region. So, Khaldoun, Mr. Hashman, you have the floor. Please share your opening remarks with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Everybody is hearing me?
Yes, we hear you very well, Khaldoun.
Okay, thank you. Well, it's good to be back again after this hard 2 years before, due to the international crisis that's COVID-19. I know that I have 5 minutes only, then I have to speak very fastly and give an idea about ACWA. ACWA is a regional, non-governmental, non-profit organization. It consists of the utilities from the Arab region. We are based and hosted by Jordan government by a signed agreement with Jordan government, presented by the Ministry of Water and Irrigation, and our president at that time in 2008. Our geographical scope is all the Arab countries and international organizations and private sector working in water and wastewater utilities. Our vision is we are seeking to be a global center of excellence for water and wastewater management and knowledge. The mission is in partnership with Arab water and wastewater utility. ACWA will provide the necessary knowledge and tools for utilities to be trusted, of course, by the customers, efficient and effective in providing safe, affordable water and wastewater services. If you look to the mission, affordability, good services, this is some of the indicators in the SDG. These are, by the way, we'll send this presentation to you to go later in detail if you like. Our tools are technical working groups for many subjects, institutional best practice, project studies, capacity buildings, e-learning courses, international conferences. We have more than 11 conferences for the last 11 years. And Arab Water Week and the newsletter we issue every 6 months. These are our technical working groups, which is mainly targeting the utilities, the good management of utility, the water resources management, which utility should be, which type of setup the utility that should be there, public, private, partnership, matchmaking, etc. Building capacity and certification. I think we are unique in providing certification for all the operators in the Arab region, of course, with partnership with international organization, the health and safety, quality management, QSM, and total safety management that related to the process and the safety of process in the facilities. The benchmarking to know where utilities they are, and the public awareness is one of the tools for the water governance. By the way, just these are some of our publications you can go. Finally, I would to say the consist of the board of director is like this. Every country is represented by one utility. Yani a country like Egypt with 24 members, same with the country with 1 member. Any country you need to compare with. Private sector are participated in the board of director. They elect one representative. International organizations, that's cooperative partners, are represented this. This time we have the ESCWA. And of course, the experts, we have more than 200 experts from Arab countries are member of ACWA. They select also their representative. We are here to give all the support to our organizations, and for more information, these are the links that my friend Mahdi is sitting side me. We'll send it by email to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Khaldun, for your presentation, for introducing ACWA, the Arab Countries Water Utilities Association, to all of us. ACWA is really doing a fantastic work in developing training and capacity development programs and materials for utilities in the region. So I am sure that together with ACWA, we will be able to, actually UN Habitat and ACWA are current discussions to develop a specific training program on wastewater management and monitoring. So I think in due time, we will inform all utilities in the region about these courses, training courses that will be organized in 2022. So thank you very much, Khaldun.
Thank you.
Now, it's my pleasure to introduce His Excellency Mohammed bin Jarj, Undersecretary of the Abu Dhabi Department of Energy of the United Arab Emirates. I especially would like to thank the Abu Dhabi Department of Energy for the support that you provided to GWOPA and UN Habitat, which enabled the organization of this series of regional consultations with water and sanitation utilities on the issue of water scarcity. So we also would like to remind everyone that Abu Dhabi hosted the World Urban Forum in 2020, just prior to the beginning of the pandemic. So we are very appreciative of the support of the Abu Dhabi Department of Energy to the work we are doing in GWOPA and promoting the excellence of water management in the region. And also I would like to mention that the Emirate of Abu Dhabi is playing a leading role in the development of innovative technologies for water management in water scarce conditions. And finally, before giving the floor to His Excellency bin Jarj, I would like to convey to you the greetings from our Executive Director, Ms. Maimuna Sharif. So, Mr. bin Jarj, you have the floor, please.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon from Abu Dhabi. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, good afternoon again. I'm pleased to be addressing the fourth UN Habitat-led Global Water Operators Partnerships Congress. This event has become a strategic platform to discuss the common challenges we face in the water sector and the solutions, as well as actions we can take to meet the requirements placed upon us. Water is a vital resource, and water security is of a strategic importance to assure the present and future water demand to cover the basic needs of our populations, maintain our food security, and sustain economic growth. As the world eyes turn to Glasgow for the COP26 conference, we recognize the importance of making water more sustainable and leveraging the water, food, energy nexus to derive integrated planning and management to improve security and support a green transition. That's why in Abu Dhabi we had established an integrated water model that takes the groundwater, recycled water, and recycled water and the desalinated water. It's the resultant of that should be a set of strategies and policy for the Emirate of Abu Dhabi to have a sustainable future, utilizing carefully and rightfully the type of water that needs to be implemented for each sector. Ladies and gentlemen, water is an international common issue. Global water has increased. Global water demand or use has increased sixfold over the past century. And global water demand is rising due to population growth, urbanization, and increasing industrialization. More and more countries are experiencing high water stress, which threatens agriculture sectors and food security, among other concerns. And water security, scarcity is likely to worsen due to the impact of climate change. In the UAE, like our neighbor GCC countries, water scarcity is expected due to the geographical and ecological characteristic of our region. We we rely on desalination as the primary source of drinking water and the main alternative for the water resources we need to sustain human life, agricultural activities, and industrial processes. While the average rainfall in the UAE is less than 120 ml per year, and the groundwater renewal rate is less than 4% of the annual water used, our water demand is expected to grow 30% by 2030. As a result, we rely heavily on desalination in addition to the depleting aquifers, recycled water, and imports. For instance, in Abu Dhabi, our water supply mix comprises 60% groundwater, 30% desalinated water, and 10% recycled water. Only 21% of groundwater reserves are directly usable, of which 3% fresh water is conserved as strategic reserve. The remaining 79% of groundwater reserves are highly saline and cannot be used before undergoing desalination treatments. The UAE is the second largest producer of desalinated water after Saudi Arabia. We produce around 14% of the world desalinated water, and nearly all of the UAE potable water, around 42% of the country total water requirement, is the product of desalination processes. Here in Abu Dhabi, we have main desalination plants with total capacity of up to 960 million imperial gallons per day. Over 80% of the water for municipal use in Abu Dhabi is produced via thermal desalination in cogeneration plants that are energy intensive and depend on traditional fuels. Ladies and gentlemen, with our limited natural water resources, desalination remains one of the few long-term resources for potable water to meet the demand from our increasingly growing population and economic activities. 4 of our current desalination plants in Abu Dhabi utilize RO technology, and we are proud of that, and represent more than 15% currently today of the Emirates desalinated water production. This share is expected to grow to 30% by 2022, next year, when the new RO desalination facility at Tawila Power Complex come online. The facility is expected to be the largest in the world when complete, and will comprise 2 plants with a combined production capacity of 200 million imperial gallon per day. These developments have been supported by government-led initiatives to reduce per capita water usage and rationalize water demand through wastewater reuse. For example, we have a policy to 100% reuse of treated water, reduce of consumption, minimization of losses in public supply, and improving water use efficiency in the irrigation network. The water stress challenge in the UAE is intensified by its nexus with food and energy. As well as we all know, energy is required across the water value chain. We use energy for water abstraction, desalination, transportation, utilization, and disposal. This intrinsic connection should be seen as an opportunity to derive sustainability by integrating the management of the 3 sectors while applying integrated water resource management strategies. No doubt, The water challenge requires global attention and collective action, supported by new partnerships and more knowledge sharing. At, at the DOE, Department of Energy Abu Dhabi, we remain committed to engaging with you all to find solutions to water scarcity and achieve sustainable and equitable water resources management in line with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, His Excellency. Thank you for this excellent overview of the approach that the Abu Dhabi Department of Energy is implementing to deal with the situation of water scarcity and using an integrated approach to optimize the scarce resources you have and using technology as a solution, as a way of providing a sustainable development of these water resources. I really appreciated your call, your invitation to partner, to work together, to develop more knowledge sharing among utilities in the region, and to find solutions together. I really appreciate this remark. We take your word, and we will work together to continue the work that we initiated in Abu Dhabi in 19 and 2020. We had 2 difficult years, as were mentioned by Engineer Hashman, but I think we are all, this session today could be, could provide new energy and commitment to continue to work together. So thank you so much again for being live with us today and for sharing your experience with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
And now I would like to introduce Mr. Samir Ben Said. He's consultant, independent consultant, but he will introduce himself. But he worked in Oné, Morocco before, and he was instrumental in putting together the outcomes of these regional consultations that we had in 2019 and 2020. Samir has this unique capacity to know the subject very well, but also to be empathetic enough to understand the differences also within the MENA region and to bring everybody together. So I would like to invite Samir to make a presentation of the outcomes and main recommendations of this regional consultation, and also to share with you a very important outcome of this consultation. It was a list of potential WOPs, of potential water operators partnerships that were pre-identified through this consultation. However, we together as an international community should look for the necessary financial resources to fund and support these water operators partnerships and make them a reality. So I launched also this open question for reflection. How can we find the necessary resources to continue to promote water operators partnerships in the region? So Samir, you have the floor, and I understand you will speak in French, but you can choose the live translation on the right side of the screen. So now I will share the presentation for you. Okay, I hope you can all see it.
Merci José Luis.
Yes, Samir, please.
Merci José Luis. Bonjour tout le monde. Donc, je ne vais pas répéter ce que José Luis a déjà dit donc, par rapport au contexte de ce travail que je vais présenter, donc le plan d'action d'un ensemble de projets WOP, Water Operator Partnership, et je vais directement passer un petit peu au processus qui a conduit à l'élaboration de ce plan d'action de projet WOP. D'abord, on peut rappeler le suivant, s'il vous plaît. Donc, le contexte, vous le connaissez très bien. Donc, il y a la région arabe ou la région MENA est l'une des régions qui connaît une extrême rareté d'eau. C'est vrai, c'est pas uniforme au niveau de toutes les régions, mais c'est une des régions au monde qui connaît une rareté de ressources en eau les plus sévères. Les prévisions dans les décennies à venir ne sont pas très optimistes. Au contraire, les choses vont en s'empirant et les changements climatiques vont également aggraver la situation au niveau de la région. Donc, le suivant. Dans la région, effectivement, il y a trois pratiquement ensemble de pays donc il y a un ensemble qui est dominant, qui connaît une sévérité une rareté d'eau très sévère. Un autre groupe de pays comme le Maroc, le Liban, la Tunisie, l'Algérie, qui connaissent, qui disposent un peu de ressources superficielles et de réservoirs au niveau des barrages qui permettent un peu de réguler les ressources en eau. Mais les choses commencent sérieusement dans ces régions à s'aggraver également. Donc on est par exemple au Maroc à 600 mètres cubes par habitant par jour, donc on est loin derrière, loin sous le seuil du stress hydrique. Et nous avons bien sûr un autre groupe, qui est l'Irak, la Syrie, l'Égypte, qui connaissent des problèmes de ce qu'on appelle de ressources en eau frontalières. Donc, le cas de l'île, je ne vais pas l'exposer ici, qui est très, très parlant à ce sujet. Donc, bien qu'il y ait des ressources en eau potentiellement importantes, connaissent des problèmes, soit politiques, soit au niveau des partages des eaux, au niveau des grands bassins versants. Donc, voilà un petit peu le contexte dans lequel le GEOPA a proposé le suivant, s'il vous plaît. A proposé de conduire, il m'a demandé de l'accompagner dans ce processus, de conduire un processus d'expert group meeting qui permettra de mettre en place un programme ou un plan d'action de partenariat entre opérateurs d'eau et d'assainissement dans la région pour faire face à ces enjeux, à ces challenges créés par cette situation de rareté d'eau. Voilà un petit peu le contexte général. Par la suite, nous avons donc élaboré une feuille de route qui permet, en fin de ce parcours, de présenter et d'élaborer un design un plan d'action pour le présenter aux bailleurs de fonds. Donc, vous allez le voir dans le slide par la suite. Donc là, c'est un suivant, s'il vous plaît, pardon. Donc, nous avons commencé par une première réunion du groupe d'experts qui a eu lieu à Abu Dhabi lors du forum qui a eu lieu en janvier 2019, le grand forum d'Abu Dhabi. Et dans ce forum, nous sommes mis d'accord un petit peu sur la feuille de route qui a abouti principalement, lors de ce meeting, à élaborer un questionnaire qui sera adressé par la suite à tous les opérateurs de la région pour un peu recenser à la fois les challenges, se mettre d'accord pour nous sommes sur la même longueur d'onde et en même temps recenser un peu les besoins en termes de capacity building. Donc ça, c'est un petit peu les deux recommandations importantes de cette première réunion. Entre les deux réunions, qui a duré un petit peu un an, on s'était donné rendez-vous au deuxième meeting qui a eu lieu à Abu Dhabi en janvier 2020. Je n'ai plus les dates, mais je me rappelle, c'était la deuxième semaine de janvier 2020. Et entre les deux, donc, nous avons travaillé pendant un an à mettre en place un questionnaire, à monter un partenariat important avec l'AQUA, qui est représenté ici par son secrétaire général, Khaldoun Khchman. Et nous avons disséminé avec l'aide également de l'AQUA, à l'ensemble des opérateurs de la région, ce questionnaire, qui nous a permis par la suite de présenter au second groupe meeting qui a eu lieu à Abu Dhabi en janvier 2020, nous avons présenté un peu les résultats de ce questionnaire. Les résultats ne sont pas surprenants. Les résultats, on va les voir tout à l'heure. Et par la suite, quand on adresse un peu les enjeux, les besoins, nous avons procédé à un matchmaking pendant la réunion de ce groupe d'experts en 2020, pour justement préparer ce plan d'action de projet de WOP à Abu Dhabi lors du le grand forum urbain de l'UNHABITAT, le WOF 10. Et en espérant, on avait espéré à cette époque-là, que les bailleurs de fonds allaient être présents à cette session que nous avons organisée WOF 10 pour le présenter, ce plan d'action, et demander leur appui à réaliser ce plan d'action. Suivant, José Luis, voilà. Donc là, c'est un petit peu les axes, les objectifs un peu des questionnaires. Donc nous avons eu pratiquement une trentaine de réponses, donc une vingtaine d'opérateurs d'eau et d'assainissement de la région, pas uniquement de la région. En fait, nous avons eu également 15 de la région MENA et 6 de l'Europe, principalement le nord de la Méditerranée ou le sud de l'Europe. Nous avons eu par exemple l'Espagne, le Portugal, la Grèce. C'était très intéressant puisque ça nous a permis un petit peu par la suite de monter des projets de WOP entre les deux rives de la Méditerranée. C'est important de profiter un peu de l'expérience des pays qui connaissent pratiquement les mêmes, pas dans les mêmes proportions, mais qui connaissent les mêmes problèmes de rareté d'eau, notamment la région de l'Andalousie en Espagne. Nous avons eu Séville, l'opérateur MACSA de Séville qui était présent. Nous avons eu le grand opérateur également de Portugal, Aquas de Portugal, qui a participé avec nous pendant la réunion du groupe d'experts numéro 2. Et la plupart des opérateurs sont publics avec quelques cas d'opérateurs privés. Nous avons eu également la participation de départements ministériels. C'était très important d'avoir les planificateurs du secteur de l'eau présents dans cette démarche. Et nous avons également le secteur professionnel des fabricants de conduites, d'équipements et tout ça qui était également représenté. Suivant. Alors là, vous avez juste une répartition des pays dans la région qui ont participé. Donc, suivant. Alors voilà un peu bon, c'est une question qui était évidente, mais qu'il fallait poser. Que représente la rareté de l'eau comme enjeu chez vous? Enfin, quelle note allez-vous donner? C'est une question qui était posée aux opérateurs. Bien sûr, pour tous les opérateurs, c'était l'enjeu majeur parmi tous les enjeux au niveau de la gestion et le management de leurs services d'eau et d'assainissement. C'était pratiquement 90%. Donc, ce n'était pas une surprise, c'était juste une confirmation. Maintenant, au niveau des détails, un peu des enjeux qui sont un peu les conséquences de cette rareté d'eau, il y a également l'enjeu, bien sûr, des tarifs qui peuvent être un régulateur de la gestion de cette rareté. Nous avons également les problèmes liés à la shortage, j'ai oublié le mot en français, donc shortage, les coupures d'eau un petit peu et au niveau de la continuité des services. Et également un enjeu important, une conséquence importante de la rareté de l'eau au niveau de la quantité. Nous avons en parallèle une conséquence importante sur la qualité de l'eau. Donc il y a la quantité qui diminue également, mais également à cause de la pollution, cette petite quantité d'eau subit également une agression par la suite de la pollution et une dégradation de la qualité de l'eau qui se traduit par une augmentation des coûts de traitement, par exemple, et parfois, ils sont même inutilisables par la suite. Suivant. Maintenant, nous passons à l'étape un petit peu qui était un peu l'objectif de tout ce processus de réunion d'experts groupes, c'est le WOP programme. Donc, ce programme va être présenté au WOF numéro 10 d'Abu Dhabi en 2020, en février 2020. Le WOP programme, donc, c'était un exercice de matchmaking en fait entre les problèmes et les besoins en fait exprimés dans ce questionnaire par les opérateurs de la région, et en face on a mis un peu ce que peut offrir d'autres opérateurs en termes de capacity building à ces opérateurs. Donc il y a un échange entre opérateurs, par exemple un opérateur tunisien qui est excellent dans le domaine de la gestion de la qualité des eaux va offrir ses services à un opérateur de la région en Palestine ou ailleurs, qui a des problèmes de traitement des eaux ou de surveillance de la qualité des eaux. Donc, nous avons un besoin d'un côté, dans le cadre de ces problématiques qui ont été énoncées tout à l'heure, donc des opérateurs qui offrent des services et d'autres qui offrent qui expriment des besoins. Donc là, nous avons listé un petit peu l'ensemble des besoins des opérateurs et qui, grosso modo, il y a deux grands axes, si vous voulez, l'axe un peu de la gestion de la rareté de l'eau par la quantité, donc réduire les pertes, le non-revenue water par exemple, et vous avez d'un côté tout ce qui concerne la gestion de la qualité des eaux, et on peut le mettre dans le package de Water Safety Plan, un petit peu les deux. Et un troisième axe, tout ce qui est gestion des services, tout ce qui est amélioration de la gouvernance des services. En gros, c'est ça. C'est les trois axes. Mais là, vous avez le détail au niveau de ce petit tableau. Pardon, là, le slide, vous le levez. José Luis, tu passes encore. Voilà ce tableau un petit peu, bon, je ne sais pas si vous allez arriver à lire, mais en tout cas, là, vous avez le tableau qui est le résultat un peu de cet exercice de matchmaking entre les besoins et les offres. Le slide suivant. Alors voilà, comme j'ai expliqué tout à l'heure, on a classé pour simplifier, pour rendre mieux visible un petit peu les enjeux. Nous avons classé par grands thèmes toutes les demandes qui sont exprimées d'une manière ou d'une autre par les opérateurs de la région. Donc, comme je l'ai dit, donc, il y a le non-revenue water dans lequel on met un certain sous-thème, un nombre de sous-thèmes, par exemple la réhabilitation des systèmes d'eau, la maintenance, la modélisation des réseaux pour mieux, par exemple, par la suite, créer des étages pour gérer mieux la pression au niveau des réseaux et réduire les fuites, etc. Et nous avons l'axe de la gestion de la qualité, Water Safety Plan et Sanitation Safety Plan. Nous avons l'eau non conventionnelle, la réutilisation des eaux, etc. Le slide suivant. Voilà, donc par la suite, nous avons, comme je l'ai rappelé tout à l'heure, mis en place un programme de projet WOP. Et nous avons, lors de ce deuxième groupe meeting, après avoir présenté ces résultats, nous avons procédé un petit peu à des réunions entre les opérateurs existants pour élaborer ce programme d'une manière volontariste. Et donc, il y a eu plusieurs, pas B2B, puisqu'on est dans un contexte de WOP qui est non-for-profit. Donc, c'était des rencontres entre opérateurs pour permettre de se mettre d'accord sur une action concrète de partenariat. Donc, les critères ou les préalables sont d'abord, bien sûr, le thème doit être bien identifié, c'est un besoin qui est identifié dans le tableau dont j'ai parlé tout à l'heure, qu'il y ait un mentor et un mentee qui sont identifiés, qu'il y ait au moins une petite estimation, une première estimation des coûts qui sont en jeu, et par la suite, se mettre d'accord sur une feuille de route, un petit planning qui va permettre de mettre en œuvre ce plan-là. Ces préalables, on les a un petit peu formalisés dans une fiche. Donc, nous avons eu, je crois, une dizaine de WOP, fiches comme ça, que nous avons présentées par la suite. Slide suivant. Donc là, vous avez la liste des WOP. Et derrière chaque liste, nous avons donc la 7. Nous avons éliminé, je crois, 2 ou 3 qui ne répondaient pas tout à fait aux critères. Mais ça, c'est la liste qui était retenue avec une estimation globale. Et derrière chaque programme, je prends par exemple le numéro 3, ou non, c'est le numéro 2 par exemple, c'est entre Emacesa en Espagne et la municipalité de Jéricho en Palestine. Donc nous avons identifié le mentor qui est Emacesa de Séville. Nous avons le bénéficiaire qui est la municipalité Ces Services d'eau de Jéricho. Et nous avons le thème qui est le non-revenue water. Donc on va procéder pour réduire un peu les fuites au niveau des réseaux, les fuites à la fois physiques et commerciales. Et nous avons une estimation un peu première du coût du projet. Et par la suite, nous avons bien sûr une fiche par projet, une feuille qui un peu détaille les besoins. Et par la suite, nous avons pris ces fiches et nous les avons présentées au WOF. Slide suivant. Le WOF, nous avons présenté ces fiches dans une réunion au World Urban Forum. Nous avons eu nous avons essayé d'atteindre les bailleurs de fonds classiques de la région, la Banque islamique de développement, la Banque mondiale, plusieurs autres bailleurs. La BAD également, nous l'avons appliqué, puisqu'il y a une partie de l'Afrique du Nord qui est concernée par ce programme. Et nous les avons invités à cette réunion. Nous avons eu la réponse, je crois, de la Banque islamique de développement. Il y avait également Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation. Et donc, nous avons un certain nombre de bailleurs de fonds. Nous avons présenté ce programme. Il y a eu un engagement sur le principe d'aider à financer ce programme. Et là, comme l'a rappelé José Luis, il faut maintenant peut-être relancer d'une manière un peu plus formelle les relations avec ces bailleurs de fonds potentiels pour trouver un financement à ce programme-là. Nous avons eu également l'occasion du programme qui est financé actuellement par l'Union européenne, qui a vu quelques projets, mais qui concerne plus la région arabe avec des pays africains. Et donc, je pense qu'il convient à relancer un petit peu l'appel à l'appel à des fonds de la part de GEOPA à ces bailleurs de fonds. Voilà un petit peu une photo qui résume un petit peu tous les partenaires. Enfin, c'est pas exhaustif, je m'excuse, je n'ai pas pu mettre tous les partenaires à cette initiative. GEOPA seul n'aurait pas pu réaliser ce travail. Donc, il y a l'AQUA, bien sûr, qui est l'opérateur, qui est l'association des opérateurs d'eau et d'assainissement au niveau de la région. Nous avons également l'Arab Water Council, le Conseil arabe de l'eau. Il y a eu également au niveau des Nations Unies l'ESCOA. Et bien sûr, là, vous avez quelques exemples. Vous avez bien sûr tout ce travail a été bien sûr rendu possible grâce à l'appui financier du département de l'énergie d'Abu Dhabi. Et nous avons également ici quelques exemples de participants. Bethléem, par exemple, les eaux du Liban du Nord. Nous avons l'AQUAS Portugal et Macessa. L'Égypte qui était représentée par son ministère des Utilities, etc. Voilà, donc là, je termine par le slide, je crois, où il y a juste là. Voilà, thank you. Je suis à votre disposition si vous avez des questions. Juste pour vous signaler que je dois quitter dans une demi-heure, parce que je suis sur le terrain, je fais une mission dans le nord du Maroc, dans le domaine de l'assainissement, donc je dois quitter dans une demi-heure. Vous allez m'excuser de quitter avant la fin de la session. Merci.
Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup, Samir. Thank you so much for presenting the overview of the entire process that led to this regional consultation, and that it will be very instrumental to help WOPA and AQUA and other regional partners to develop a strategic action plan for capacity building to help utilities respond to the challenges that you mentioned in your presentation. So thank you so much. We are going to continue for the sake of time with the next presentation. And there is a little change in the order of the presentation. So I would like to invite Mr. Ahmed Abu Al-Saud, Director of Systems and Information Technology of the Aqaba Water Company in Jordan. So Mr. Al-Saud, if you can take the floor and share your presentation, please.
اهلا وسهلا. انا احكي بالعربي. I will talk in Arabic ان شاء الله for this presentation, so anyone is need to make translation, they can use the translation, and I will share my presentation.
Okay, thank you.
إذا طلعت البرزنتيشن is sharing or not?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, 1 minute. Now?
Yes, you can just put the full screen or launch the presentation. Okay.
It's okay, yes?
Now,
it's okay, the presentation?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, I will start. First of all يعني أنا بدي أحكي عن شركة مياه العقبة. شركة مياه العقبة هي تأسست بال 2004. إحنا بندير المياه والصرف الصحي في محافظة العقبة، والشركة مملوكة لوزارة المياه والري بنسبة 85%، ولشركة تطوير العقبة، وهي شركة مسؤولة عن تطوير المنطقة بالعقبة. زي ما بتعرف العقبة هي منطقة اقتصادية خاصة، وهي منطقة سياحية وصناعية ومهمة جدا للاقتصاد بالأردن. أهم الحقائق عن شركة مياه العقبة اللي هي إحنا عم البلد المدينة الوحيدة أو المحافظة الوحيدة اللي عم نقدر نزود المياه 24 ساعة 7 أيام. زي ما بتعرف إنه مياه الأردن هي ثاني أفقر دولة بالعالم بالمياه، فإنه نقدر نخدم السياحة والصناعة اللي موجودة بالعقبة على 24 ساعة، فهذا تحدي كبير على مياه العقبة. مياه العقبة قدرت تنزل فاقد لحد هذا الأيام لحد 28%، وهو الأقل فاقد على مستوى الأردن حاليا. احنا زي ما انتم شايفين بالخارطة احنا بنشكل بالأردن هي العقبة، والمنطقة مدينة العقبة اللي هي منطقة أسيزة اللي موجودة هون. الصوت مسموع؟ My voice is clear for you or not? No? Yes, okay, I will continue. أنا اليوم بدي أحكي عن
Yes, we can follow. Yes.
اوكي. أنا اليوم بدي أحكي عن العقبة، كيف قدرت بالتحديات الموجودة ومياه العقبة إنها تستخدم التكنولوجي نقدر نأمن المياه ولنقلل فاقد المياه ولنحافظ على توزيع المياه بطريقة سليمة. فإحنا كمياه العقبة كنا أول شركة بالمنطقة بنتحول للكوميرشال بيس للخصخصة، و كنا عم يعني بنخوض هاي التجربة اللي بلشناها من 2004، وكان على عاتقنا إنه إحنا ننجح هاي التجربة ونبلش. فكانت المهم إنه إحنا ننجح في استخدام التكنولوجيا على أساس نقدر نأمن ونحافظ على المستوى الخدمة للمنطقة لمنطقة العقبة. أول كونسيرن كان عندنا إنه إحنا لازم نلاقي علاقة بين التكنولوجي والبزنس، وإنه لازم إحنا دائما وأبدا البزنس والتكنولوجي يكونوا aligned مع بعض. فإحنا لازم we'll define البزنس very well على أساس إنه إحنا نقدر نأمن التولز والتكنولوجي الموجودة. فكان لابد من عمل خلق لكرييت البالانس في اي مصلحه مياه. في هناك تخطيط، في انتاج، في توزيع، في عمليه ميترينج، ومن ثم كولكشن. فلما نحكي عن هاي المؤسسه كان لابد من خلق البالانس بين الكي بي ايز او التحديات الموجوده. فمن اهمها انه احنا ننزل نون ريفينيو ووتر من جهه، في نفس الوقت احنا بدنا نقدم كواليتي اوف سيرفيس للكاستمر، بدنا نعمل اوبتمايزيشن للاوبريشن ونحافظ عليه. في نفس الوقت بدنا نحقق كاستمر ساتسفاكشن، بدنا نعمل افيشنسي، وبدنا نعمل ريفينيو مانجمنت. وفي الشق الاخر بدنا نعمل كمان امبلوي ساتسفاكشن ونحافظ على المجتمع المحلي. فكان لابد انه احنا نوضع خطه محكمه للتكنولوجي وكيف هاي التكنولوجي راح نستخدمها بالمحافظه او لتحقيق كل هاي الاهداف. واذا حققنا هاي الاهداف احنا بنكون عملنا ويل مانجمنت وافكتيف وريسبونسبل وسكيور لهذا الموضوع. فمن ذلك الوقت بدانا بخلق خلينا نسمي اللي هو ووتر موديل، كيف ممكن هاي الأنظمة تحكي مع بعض أو تشتغل مع بعض في نفس الوقت تحقق الهدف تبع الشركة، بحيث يكون عندي end to end let's say computerized system management system يتحكم في كل مرافق المياه. اللي احنا اشتغلنا على انه اكبر مصدر مائي الان ممكن احنا نحافظ عليه اللي هو الفاقد، كيف احنا ممكن ننزل هذا الفاقد، وبالتالي نقدر من خلال تنزيل كمية الفاقد نخدم ناس أكثر ونحافظ على الكاستمر ساتسفاكشن، إنه نزود هاي المي بدون ما يكون عندنا نسبة فاقد عالية. الموديل تبعنا بيعتمد على إنه كل الأنظمة لابد إنها تكون مبنية على الجي اي اس. الجي اي اس اللي عم نحكي عنه هو جيوغرافيك انفورميشن سيستم. اليوم اي كي بي اي، اي بارامتر انا بدي اقيسه لابد يكون في له ريفرنس محدد في المنطقه. انا بدي انزل فاقدي وين، انا بدي اعمل او بدي احدد وين الكاستمر اللي بدي اخدمهم، بدي اشغل الووتر باي منحنى. فلازم يكون عندي انا كل معلوماتي مبنيه على الجي اي اس، واي معلومه ما لها ريفرنس لمركز او للموقع تبعها فهي معلومه بتكون منقوصه. الموديل الثاني اللي شايفينه من جهه هون عم نستخدم السكادا سيستم، والسكادا سيستم هو احنا اليوم بنتحكى، انا رح افوت فيهم واحد واحد وراح نحكي عليهم سيستم. والسكادا سيستم هو تو كنترول المنظومه كامله. كمان بالعقبه استخدمنا الان سمارت ميتر للريزيدنشال. كل الكاستمر بالعقبه اليوم حطينا لهم ديجيتال ميتر، وهذا الديجيتال ميتر كان له نتائج كثير كبيره بموضوع الان ريجسترد ووتر. كل هذا الحكي ربطناه من خلال وان بلاتفورم اللي هو الاي ار بي سيستم، اللي هو عم بياخذ هاي الداتا وفولي انتجريشن مع كل هاي الانظمه، وون ذا توب حطينا بزنس انتليجنسي في هذا الموضوع. فاليوم صارت المعلومه بتصل للديسيجن ميكر في الوقت الصحيح وبالمعلومه الكامله اللي بيقدر عليها هو ياخذ قراره. فلما نيجي على الجي اي اس 90% من اصولنا اليوم هي تحت الارض، فمن غير جي اي اس انا ما بقدر احدد وين اصولي ولا كيف بدي اصينها ولا قديش عمرها. فاليوم كل معلومات الجي اي اس از ابديتد موجوده، وبنقدر نعمل عليها نافيجيشن ونصل لاي فالف، نصل لاي معلومه احنا بدنا اياها على الجي اي اس. مش بس النتورك، كمان موضوع الكاستمرز، كل الكاستمرز ومعلقاتهم، ذممهم، فواتيرهم، موضوع الصرف الصحي، كل هذا الحكي اليوم من خلال بناء مبني على داتا بيس سوليد مبنيه على جي اي اس. والاهم من هيك انه احنا نمتلك التولز الان اللي بتخلينا لما نروح لاي محافظه او لاي شركه انه احنا نقدر نتعامل ونستخدم هاي التولز لنرجع يعني نجيب المعلومه من الميدان ومن اصلها ونحطها بالداتا بيس للموديل اللي احنا عم نشتغل عليه. النظام الثاني اللي بنحكي عنه هو نظام سكادا سيستم، هاو تو كنترول. اليوم احنا زي ما هو شايفين موقعه بالموديل هو سكادا سيستم، اللي برضه فولي انتجريشن مع الجي اي اس وفولي انتجريتد مع المينتنس اند اوبريشن بالاي ار بي. السكادا سيستم احنا من خلاله قسمنا مدينه العقبه لاكثر من دي ام اي ولاكثر من ديستريبيوشن زون. واليوم من نقطه من الابار من الويل فيلد كل ابارنا اندر كنترول لحد ترانسميشن لاين مدينه العقبه بالكامل كلياتها نقطه المي كانها عباره عن مصنع عم بيطلع بينتج المي وعم بيوزعها، عم بنقلها، عم بيوزعها بشبكات المياه فول كنترول. مثلا هنا هاي آبار الشركة نقدر نشغل هذا البير ونطفيه من خلال الريموتلي عن بعد 90 كيلو 100 كيلو من مدينة العقبة. الآبار موجودة كلها فول كنترول، وهاي كمان مش بس عم نشغل، عم نجيب كل البارامترز تبعتها بما في ذلك الكواليتي، بما في ذلك مصروف الكهرباء لكل بير. وهذا خلانا نعمل اوبتمايزيشن. احنا عشان نحقق ريفينيو ونعمل مش شرط دائما وابدا انه نرفع التعرفة، ممكن كمان احنا نعمل اوبتمايزيشن للكوست وبالتالي نحقق البروفيت اللي بيخلينا ان نحافظ على ديمومه تقديم الخدمه للمشتركين. من خلال هذا السيستم كمان احنا بنقدر نرجع للهيستوري، نعمل ترند، نبني دراساتنا على معلومه حقيقيه بهذا السيستم. كل الخزانات من مدينه العقبه، كل الريزرفارز المشبوكه على هذا النظام، وهو نظام واحد من A to Z. بنقدر نتابع الخزانات كلها مشبوكه ريال تايم سيستم، ترند، بنرجع للهيستوري والست بوينت. واليوم عم حتى موضوع توزيع المياه على المناطق من خلال البي ار فيز وموزعات المياه من خلال وجود كمان متحكمات في الضغط. فكل هذا الحكي اليوم عم بيصير من وان سيستم. الاوبريتور عم بفوت بس ليعمل خلينا نقول تغيير على السيت اب اللي موجود، لكن كله وكانه بنشتغل بمصنع كامل كيف عم ننتج المي لحد ما نوزعها. بلس بنفس السيستم عم نرجع نشبك محطات الصرف الصحي وعم بنفوت على الريكليمدو، على تنقية المياه، ومن ثم للريكليمد ووتر. إذا اليوم بهذا السيستم احنا عم نفوت نطلع المي من البير، نرسلها بالخطوط الناقلة لشبكات التوزيع، وعم نرجع بنراقبها لما ترجع بالصرف الصحي بتفوت على تتنقب محطة تنقية ومن ثم بنعيد استخدامها بمياه العقبة لري الأشجار الحرجية ولا الصناعة. وهذا الحكي خلانا نعمل سيفنج، عم بننقي تقريبا نسبة 100% من إنتاج المحطة الريكليمد ووتر عم يوتلايزد وعم يستخدم في الصناعة للتبريد وفي ري الأشجار الزينة والحرجية واللاندسكيبينج. والمي بتطلع من تيرشلي، يعني بنحكي عن منقاه بدرجة عالية جدا. فهذا السيستم كمان لما يعمل له انتجريشن مع الجي اي اس، فول انتجريشن مع الجي اي اس، عم نقدر نتحكم ونتوزع بالمناطق بناء على
2 minutes left please.
2 minutes. Okay, so I will go to another system just quick. Here we are utilize smart meter. In the smart meter we are take the data from the smart meter through fixed network, and we are use the platform, IoT platform, and we get now all of the data to that platform. We can analyze it and we can send the data from the meter to the customer, because we need to get to the customer the information in the right time so he can take care about his usage. All of this is now يعني بهاي المرحله كل هاي سوري فور ذا ترانزليشن، كل هاي الداتا عم بتروح للكاستمر وعم بيتم ابلاغ الكاستمر بكل الاستخدامات اللي هو عم بيستخدمها. مثال اذا كان عنده تسريب في الداخلي في بالمنزل عم بيتم اعطائه اويرنس انه هذا العداد صار له مده شغال وبالتالي انت في عندك تسريب داخلي. عم بنينا AMI اللي احنا بنسميها بنية تحتية لأخذ جميع المعلومات سواء كان من بالك ميتر أو من عدادات. واليوم عم نقدر نراقب كل DMA إذا هي الفاقد تبعها within the set point أو برا الست بوينت. وكانت النتائج إنه إحنا قدرنا ننزل الفاقد في منطقتين بالعقبة لحد يعني تم تركيبهم بالبايلوت، والآن اكتملت كامل عدادات مدينة العقبة حوالي 50% كان أثر ذلك. وزي ما انتم شايفين السيستم اليوم بيقدر المواطن يفوت على هذا السيستم يعرف استهلاكه باليوم بالساعة بالشهر in every day، وبتقدر من هون من خلال هاي الماب تعرف انت الستيتس تبع هذا العداد إذا كان عنده internal leak وهذا الحكي. ومن السيستم تقدر تكالكوليت تحسب الفاقد بالكامل. وهاي الريزلت هي موجودة معكم بالبرزنتيشن اللي فعليا كانت ناتجة عن قدرنا ننزل فاقد 50% والريفينيو زاد 47%. هذا بالإضافة لليوتيلايزيشن للأصل. اليوم كل هذا الحكي عم بحكي من خلال ERP system. Sorry for I should take care. I need to study. So زي ما احنا شايفين هون احنا اليوم عم نقدر نراقب المياه من البير للمضخة كلها مربوطة بكوميونيكيشن سيستم للمناطق للعدادات on the top of SCADA and AMI ERP سيستم والداتا سنتر. اليوم المرحله اللي احنا رايحين لها هي تو تيك الداتا هاي على IoT بلاتفورم كامل لنحن نقدر نصل ل
Mr. Saud, you need to wrap up please.
Yes. So this is the final slide. How we looking for is to integrate all of these systems, to use it and to enter on the على منظومة الذكاء الاصطناعي بحيث انه السيستم يقدر ياخذ القرارات المناسبة لوحده. اليوم احنا بمياه العقبة عندنا النو هاو، وهي اخذناها بالمشاركه وبمساعده اكوا اللي هي ساعدت كل موظفينا بالتدريب ومن خلال كاباسيتي بيلدينج كمان لنقدر نحقق ويكون عندنا اليوم 50 شخص بيقدر يقدم خدمه لشركات مماثله من خلال انه احنا نقدر نعمل البروسيس ريديزاين، النولج ترانسفير، ونقدر نعمل جاب اناليسيس واي تي سبورت اند اولسو بكل في هاي المجالات اللي هي التشغيل والتحكم والكاستمر سيرفيس والجي اي اس والفيلدز. Thank you very much. Sorry for the because my presentation is long and I'm finished now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Al-Soud. So we are experiencing an echo, so maybe you can unmute yourself.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. So I will, wait. It's a problem with the echo. Okay, so okay, so I cannot see. Okay, stop. I need to stop the translation. Otherwise, there's an echo. Okay, all good. So thank you so much again for your excellent presentation about the experience of Akaba Water Company and in optimizing water resources in the country. So we would now like to introduce the next speakers are Ms. Salma Yusri, Urban Development Program Manager of UN Habitat in Egypt, and Mr. Rifat Abdel Wahab. He's the head of the Research and Development Unit of the Holding Company for Water and Wastewater of Egypt. They will have a joint presentation on their experience. So please, Salma, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Jose, and thank you everyone for attending this very interesting session and also for organizing this amazing conference. It's very interesting that we're talking right after the Aqaba impressive experience, and it's very nice that we're combining now technology with innovation and showing the differences between technology and innovation. And at UN Habitat, we always say that technology and innovation combined together are really great enablers for change on the ground. So it's lucky that we're having these presentations back to back. Our presentation will focus on a joint program between UN Habitat in Egypt and the holding company for water and wastewater in the country. I'll talk quickly about the program approach, and then Dr. Rifat will give more experience from the ground on the Egyptian case on water provision. So very briefly, the program approach, as I said, is really looking into how innovation can support beneficiaries.
Salma, excuse me, your presentation is not shared?
The screen is not shared.
No, not yet. Sorry to interrupt you.
Not at all. A useful interruption, though. Is it now on the screen?
It is visible now. Thank you.
Okay, so as I was saying, the integration of innovative tools and approaches, mechanisms with the already conventional ways Egypt is providing services for water and sanitation was seen as essential. And in this presentation, we will show how also this supported the COVID response, how we're working among the national and international visions, the SDGs 11, 6, and 12, and also the Egypt Vision 2030, which really put emphasis on the importance of innovation in the water and sanitation sector, being a challenging sector in the Egyptian population. So what we usually do is, after looking at the challenges, which I did not show in this presentation because we all know the challenges of our region, we all understand the complexity of the Egyptian context because of the size, scale, and variation. But after looking into the challenges and identifying them, we try to look outwards and we try to learn from different international experiences. And as we can see already from the presentations in the Arab region and worldwide, there's already very good examples of tools, methodologies that enable effective transmission and access to the right to water and sanitation. The program really identified key elements that we wanted to have to support the government to extend the services. We were talking about rapid implementation because of the rapid growth in population, the growing challenges and changing urban contexts. We wanted to have a tool that is able to really pace up with the growing demands in the Egyptian context. Second thing is that we wanted to have tools for implementation and operational costs. There's a real need and gap in having alternative and a toolbox for different tools to implement and to facilitate the implementation based on the demand size and location. And this will also be clearer during Dr. Rifat's presentation. Of course, we had land provision issues and challenges, especially in Nile Delta, where the land is really a challenge, and the urban expansion is very difficult over the different types of agricultural lands. Another thing was also the efficient utilization of resources and enabling reaching out to the most vulnerable and to the beneficiaries without discrimination, being sure that rural communities, remote, on-site, decentralized communities also have access to improved water and sanitation, which was also showcased during the COVID period to be an essential demand, an essential right. And of course, also, we cannot forget the climate change and the importance of adapting to the climate change. Finally, we really wanted to have a simple design, simple implementation and management and maintenance setting that can be designed, managed, and operated by local companies that does not require really high-end and very complicated mechanisms. One of the very important issues that we would consider as innovation but not technology is the partnerships and the blended finance. So, a big part of the innovative approach we've used in our program is really looking into how blended finance can increase the impact on the ground and how cooperation between different stakeholders. We had the private sector as a main donor to the program beside the government of Egypt, the Coca-Cola Foundation, Rain for Africa program, and a number of Egyptian national and private contributors really made it easy to distribute the tasks and the responsibilities and to reach out to the maximum number of beneficiaries. It's also very important to mention the partnership and the knowledge with the Egyptian universities and the academic sector. The program signed an MOU with a number of academic sectors led by Ain Shams University to make sure that the technologies provided and the tools and methodologies are also adopted at the national level. We have the national calibers to operate, design, and improve the local contextualization of these units and facilities. Of course, we cannot also forget about the importance of the monitoring and evaluation and the knowledge production. And I cannot agree more with most of the speakers before me who mentioned the importance of the knowledge and the technologies. And in our program, we did multiple phases of evaluation, which really showed how improvement in the programming and in the implementation can benefit from having these experiences. The program was also able to build the capacities of more than 100 local women and men staff working in different governorates in Egypt, and to also produce a number of knowledge products, mainly on the providing national feasibility studies, visions, and the guidelines to implement the technologies used. So that's it on the concept of the program. I'll hand over to dear Dr. Rifat Abdel Wahab to really talk to us more about the national context and how the project supported the implementation of innovative solutions. Over to you, Dr. Rifat.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Salma. Good morning, everybody.
I'll just mute myself. Just a second. I'll mute myself.
Thank you. Okay. Could you full screen presentation? Okay. Thank you very much, Salma. Good morning, everybody. Greeting from Cairo. I'll thank you for your invitation for this valuable presentation. Just to give some background about what is the holding company. Holding company for water and wastewater is the national company that is responsible for providing service to 100 million Egyptians, and to provide also the service for sanitation and operate and maintains more than 500 wastewater treatment plants and up to 3,000 water purification plants. Holding company is as I said, the national company with number of employees up to 140,000 employees, with 25 companies all over the country in 27 governorates. Next slide, please, Salma. Could you move next? Yes, as I said, in Egypt, we have more than 250 cities and 4,700 villages. In addition to 32,000 satellite or small community. Small community in Egypt means the population ranged from from 1,000 to 10,000 population. So it means it's a village. But however, due to the population growth, you see the small satellites become villages and the big villages and so on. Next slide, please. When you compare, the water demand, a water supply against water demand for Egypt, I just want to give some challenges that we are facing so far. Egypt, the total need or total required for water is 114. However, the available water from the Nile is only 55.5 billion cubic meter per year. We have some additional water from groundwater and the rainwater harvesting, which is not much, up to 3 billion cubic meter per year. Here is how we can cover the gap between the supply and demand. We have to reuse the wastewater and they have to recycle agriculture and drainage. You have to move forward for desalination as well. We have to import the virtual water, import guts in the terms of virtual water. So we have to recycle and reuse at least 21 billion cubic meter per year, plus 34 as imported water, and in that case we have the gap of 55. So the gap for water in Egypt is almost equal the water budget from the Nile. Next, please. What we shall do? We shall make use. The holding company shall make use from every single penny and resources and to put every single donor funding processes in based in the challenge and demand. You see, that's why we used the program, this valuable and excellent program with UN Habitat in two parts, in water, in drinking water supply, and as well in sanitation purposes. For drinking water supply, I'm going to talk about the riverbank filtration interventions in the Upper Egypt. However, for the wastewater reuse, we have to touch and we have to develop a low cost and appropriate scenario and technology for the rural, especially for the small community. As I said earlier, that we have more than 37,000 small community in Egypt that have the government does not give attention to it so far, because the attention is paid to the mother villages. That's why the UN Habitat will develop a good scenario and a good prototype for application for a small community to be tackled. That's why we have direct reuse and indirect reuse. Direct reuse, it means to use the treated water direct to the field. Indirect reuse is to charge the wastewater to the drain and use the drain afterward to the field. We have, as I said, we have to clean, have to treat the water from these small communities. We have to develop scenarios applicable and the low-cost scenarios for a small-scale treatment plant, for the satellite villages to enable us to have clean, indirect and direct reuse for agricultural drainage. Next time. At the same time, we are moving in different dimension for desalination. This figure for 2014, we have very little desalination. However, the plan started from 2014 till now. We started with 82,000 cubic meter per year per day for desalination. But nowadays, this year we have 1.2. By the end of this year, we'll have 1.2 million cubic meter per day, and we have an ambitious plan for desalination. Next, please. Okay, for the intervention and the projects that has been already finished and evaluated with UN Habitat. We have started with UN Habitat since I must say 5-6 years in MENA governorate, and then continue in other 3 governorates in Luxor, in Asyut, and Suhag for riverbank filtration. Riverbank filtration, in a very simple way, is to use the natural soil instead of having artificial media. So if you see in your left hand side, you see the riverbank filtration. How it works is to filtrate the water. There is a lot of process inside the soil itself for filtration by degradation, absorption, and absorption to get rid of all pollutants. And we have special design parameters with the depths. And he also calculates the bottom depths of the river Nile itself, the analysis of the soil, and all of this. This is the design parameter to be taken into consideration for the production well to produce the purified water using river bank instead of having the conventional one for water
2 minutes,
purification.
2 minutes left.
And in that case, there is no need for pre-chlorination to control the algae, as well for chemical treatment and so on. Here is the intervention. The intervention, as I said, in the governorate of Egypt, if you compare the cost it's only 10% from the conventional, and 15% of the time execution and instruction of the treatment plant. The operating cost is only 11%. If you go for the summary of that in your left-hand side, we implemented 112 unit with producing of 2,500 cubic meter per day, with only 2.1 million. The correspondence conventional one, we have to pay at least almost 900 million Egyptian pounds. So there is no comparison between the cost and the implementation, as well for controlling the pollutants does not affect any accidental and the pollutants in the river Nile that might arise. The other dimension, which is very important, is to develop and to prepare a small scale containerized unit, and we have succeeded to implement a very good technology in one of the village in Delta area in Dumyata that can easy to upgrade and extend, no skill required, quick implementation within 3 months, and replicated in other villages, and a small footprint. And at the end, it's comply with our law for the charging or reuse according to the code for wastewater use. And here is the structure of this, or the layout of the flow diagram of the treatment plant. This is for replication, and I must say this program will be replicated and will be used for us, will be used by the holding company for other governments of Egypt in terms of sanitation and water supply using riverbank filtration. So that's why thank you very much for UN Habitat. Thank you very much for Dr. Salma and Dr. Rani Hadiya at the UN Habitat office in Cairo. And we will continue cooperation and will continue intervention in other governorate and will provide prototype to the Ministry of Housing for the 39 satellite and the small community for replication, and as well will cope and will have support to face the challenges that might arise for the River Nile leveling due to the recent dam using the riverbank filtration that does not affected by any accidental and any other intervention to produce 24/7 drinking water supply to our people in Egypt. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much to both Ms. Ms. Salma Yusri and Mr. Rifat Abdel Wahab for this presentation. We are very glad to be able to showcase in this Congress the close collaboration between UN Habitat in Egypt and the holding company for water and wastewater, and to see how there is collaboration has been fruitful to be able to implement some pilot projects and to implement innovative solutions for water and sanitation management in Egypt. And we're very thankful for the examples that you brought, and that hopefully could be also replicated in other countries in the region. And for that, we will make sure that UN Habitat's office in Egypt will be instrumental to help us take this knowledge and be able to share it with other countries in the region. So
Thank
now
you.
we are, thank you so much again. We are closing the section. We are running a bit late, and I take the responsibility as moderator. We are going now to initiate the second segment of the session dedicated to water operators partnerships in the region. We have 6 water operators partnerships. Some of them are ongoing, others were recently closed, and 2 new WOPs that will start very soon at the beginning of the year 2022. So we'll have short presentations from either the mentors or the mentees of these partnerships to present their experiences. And the first speaker will be Maria Jose Cesa Marro, Head of Environmental and External Relations Service of Becasa, Barcelona Cicle del Agua, Water Cycle of Barcelona. So please, Maria Jose, you have the floor. 10 minutes. I will be very strict with the time, and you can share your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jose Luis. On behalf of the Municipality of Barcelona and Becasa, would you like to thank the organization of this event for inviting us and give us the opportunity to share our experience. Becasa is a public company that manage that manage the entire water cycle of the city. The commitment of Becasa is to have the best management of all the water installation in the city, with the compromise of the responsibility with the citizens and with the resources that we have. Becasa manage the supply, the ornamental fountains and the public fountains. Also, the promotion of the master plan of water alternative resources in order to have a real substitution of the water supply, the tap water, for other resources available in our cities, like groundwater, also reuse water, rainwater and seawater. Becasa manage the advanced drainage system of the city. We have, like other cities in our regions, a lot of problems about flooding. Also, we need to improve the challenges about the combined sewer overflow, the pollution of our environment. And we need to every day to improve our system. But at this moment, we have different systems in distributing in the sewer network in order to avoid flooding and also the pollution problems in the environment. We have also the management of the coast, the protection of the bathing waters, and the control and the supervision of the bathing water quality. We have an engagement, and we need to collaborate with other public organizations, in our case in Europe, Aqua Pública, IOPAS in Spain, and also in Catalonia, in order to share our knowledge and to go together with all these challenges that cities have. We also participate in several research and innovation projects. About international project under the leadership of the Global Justice Department of the Municipality of Barcelona, we have participated in some projects. Becasa start at 2014. At this first year, this department, Global Justice Department, proposed us to participate in this project with Tunisia. We also collaborate with Lebanon, with Morocco. Also, the WOP that is the focus presentation. And now this year, we collaborate in a project with Amman, with Jordan. The formula of a WOP for us was very interesting. The WOP with Bethlehem, Palestine, started in 2015. We have the object of this collaboration was the contract or the document for the collaboration was prepared together with the Water Authority of Palestine and our team, our technicals, in order to focus on the needs of the Water Authority of Belen, and we propose this scheme in order to enrich the management of the GIS and also the data management model of the Water Authority of Belen with all these activities. We prepared the first mission in March 2016, and we with all the team of the Becasa and the delegation of Bethlehem, we collaborate and share our installation, and we have some visit in different installation in Barcelona. The second mission was in October 2017, and we work with the conceptual model, logical physics model, working from. For me, it was very interesting that all the Becasa team was very happy with this collaboration because we learned a lot with this collaboration with Belen. And the final mission was in May in 2018. And in this occasion, we work with the also the management and archiving system, the decision support tools, and other subjects with other teams of Becasa. And the impact of this collaboration for us was very important because we explain in different networks and different publications this experience. And in our view, the collaboration with GWOPA and Palestine Bethlehem was very enriching. We believe that water management challenges in municipalities are very similar around the world. The city-to-city collaboration between public water operators can help us build a more just, social, environmental, and economically sustainable world. We encourage water operators and cities to participate in a WOP because this experience will help us to be better organization, better persons, and can help us to achieve the 2030 water agenda. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Maria Jose, and for your encouraging words to motivate other utilities to participate in these partnerships, water operators partnerships. And I'm happy that you were able to share your experience with Bethlehem. And now our next speaker is Akram Nassar, the General Manager of the Water Supply and Sewerage Authority of Bethlehem, who partner, in this case as mentee, with Becasa Barcelona. So I'm glad to have both the mentor and mentee sides of this partnership. But Bethlehem has been collaborating with other utilities in the region. So I would like to invite Akram to share your examples of partnerships and peer learning that have benefited Bethlehem. So please, Akram, you have the floor and you can also share your screen. Thank you.
First of all, thanks for everybody, and especially greeting for Maria Jose. And really, we are very glad to work together in the improvement of the utilities in Bethlehem too. And now I'm going to share the presentation. Just a moment, please.
We can see it, Akram, very well.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I'm going to talk about the role of the WOPs for the improvement of WSSA as water utility, for the efficiency to give the good service for water and extract the water, the wastewater for the customers. I will give a brief about WSSA. It's a local government service type organization. We provide the service for 120,000 inhabitants. We have 15,000 subscribers. The mandate area is 25 kilometers. We consider like a mid-range organization out of 90 employees. I will talk about the water since I started in 2012, and there was a deficit of the water supply that we are purchasing water 100% from three resources. 65% coming from Mikorot Israeli company, and or 67% from Mikorot. From Hagichon, it's also a Jerusalem Water Company. It's an Israeli company, 3%. And the rest is coming from the aquifers from Palestinian Water Authority, covering 3%. So the average purchase is 12,000 cubic meter. We're supposed to receive a deficit of 6 more, like 18,000. When we do the implementing the IWO standards for the procedure to know the water balance, we found out that the problem exactly of two issues. It is the high NRW, non-revenue water, which is covering 40%, and the accurate apparent leak, which is the reading of the water meter be an efficient reading. WSS founded in 50s, and most of the network made of steel. We implement new standards for using ductile iron pipes and HDPE pipes within the last 3 years. So the total length, it is covering 380 kilometers. We are undersized network because during the hydraulic model, it was not really fit before the implementation of the project. We covering 80% of the area, of the mandate area. The amount of water for the average water supply per capita, it is 65 liters per day. I'm going to talk about the wastewater. Also, this is a brief description about the total effluent. It is 8,000 cubic meters divided into two areas. That west catchment area, it's going to Ain Karim Israeli water treatment, and part of the Israeli areas are connected to our network. So the amount of the total, it is 3,000 cubic meters per day. For the eastern catchment, which is going to Kidron Valley or Wadi Nar, it is 5,000 cubic meters per day, and all are non-treated. So the Israeli are using the 3,000 cubic meter per day to the Ain Karim area, and the rest is going to Wadi Nar, and then in the water treatment in Israeli nearby Jericho, they have another treatment. Also, we are paying, but we're not receiving the treated water as an effluent. So let's say we founded in 1990s. The network covering 60%. It's 200 kilometers length. This is the mandate area where it's covering the 120,000. And this is one of the project through our strategic plan. We had to improve the unit of GIS to check the hydraulic model, in addition to build some reservoirs and reinstate some pipes for the main piping to reduce as much as possible the NRW. Frankly speaking, now I'm going to talk about the water operator partner between first ONI and WSSA. It was started in 2013. It was talking about water safety plan. It was in an objectives is to diagnose the water system and the quality of monitoring of the system, because as I said, when we are purchasing, so we have no management on the resources. We just receive from bulk water meter. The standard of implementing or the method to implement the water safety plan starting from the source or the bulk meter into the user, the end user, through forming a team in WSSA to start this team to build the capacity. So we have a training course after we received the experts coming from ONI to Bethlehem and to know exactly what is the status of the system. And it was a little bit difficult for them because they not controlling the resource. So it was one of the challenge that we have as a progressive in strengthen and empower the experts from the mentor to know a new challenges and how to solve the issue of management and controlling the points. And as I said, that it ended through a program and plan. That report shows exactly how to start in WSSA, to start with the management that is for monitoring and water quality, in addition to improving the laboratory infrastructure in WSSA. In 2015 to 2018, as Maria Jose, she mentioned that we have a good partnership in between, and it was talking about developing on building staff capacity for GIS system. Now, as I said, in our 3 years strategic plan from 2016 to 18, it was meant to build or found a GIS unit in WSSA. So all the fields work we prepare during our project to take all the data collection and to implement it in GIS S3 product. So after we managed to have all the information, we empowered and strengthened our organization challenges with the capacity of the experts from BCASA, and it was fulfilled and successful WOP. And we managed through technical support from BCASA to improve our staff and even to check their monitoring way of controlling the GIS data and to implement it inside their system, and to try to find the deficit or weakness in GIS collection in our network, so to improve it through the exchange between the knowledge exchange between BCASA and WSSA.
2 minutes left, Akram.
Okay. These are part of the GIS output. You can see here the improvement of having the connection between GIS and billing, and this is the improvement. And also we connected to the SCADA system, as you can see here. Can you see or not seeing? Okay. So let me continue. And
we can see the screen.
Okay, you can see the screen.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
because
yes.
I lost the connection. Okay, so to continue in this presentation, just a moment. Can you see now, please? Because I can't see now what I'm doing.
Yes, we see the screen.
Okay. I lost the control. Just a moment, please. Stop. And I will
Okay.
Okay. Now, the future of our WOP, as it was in Abu Dhabi, and we are very thankful for Abu Dhabi to receive the meeting of the executive management. There was a discussion between Agua de Portugal and WSSA for improving the hydraulic model and to reduce the NRW. And we apply like a good understanding for the needs of WSSA to improve through implementing the methodology of IW and isolating the DMAs. We have 36 DMAs, and to one of the part of it, improving the hydraulic model. So hopefully it will be succeeded one day for the future. And the second one, as you know, as after WSSA managed to implement the GIS in their system, we found out that we can manage to help the others in Palestinian Water Authority. So we try to do part of MOU between Jerusalem Water and Wastewater Department in the West North to help them to implement the GIS as per what we've been applying to WSSA, to support them as to be as a mentor instead to be as a mentee. This is the upgrading of our capacity, so we can help in improving the sustainable development goals in WSSA and also to the others. So in this, hopefully, we will be to be upgraded to a mentor instead of keeping us to be as a mentee. Thank you for everyone, and hopefully that will manage to be available with anybody for supporting us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Akram, and thank you for sharing also this journey for WSSA from being a mentee, receiving support from different utilities from Barcelona, from Morocco, and hopefully now become a reference in Palestine. And we hope that you will find that the new role, you will fulfill this new role as a mentor of other utilities in the Palestinian territories. And we appreciate also the commitment from Bethlehem to GWOPA and Water Operators Partnership. So thank you very much once again. And now we stay in Palestine, and we would like now to have a presentation of the Water Operators Partnership, a sustained partnership between the City of Paris and the public utility operator of Paris, Eau de Paris, France, and the city municipality of Jericho. So I would like to invite Mr. Alfetian to share their experience between Eau de Paris and Jericho. So you can take the floor, and since we are running very late, I'll be very strict with the time.
Thank you for all speakers before. We thank the organizer of the conference. Many thanks for the management of this session. In this session, we will speak on the most sensitive issue, which is the lack of water resources. Our presentation will focus on the achievement challenges to sustain water service in Jericho City. The presentation now clear?
Well, I see half of the screen now. Yes, now it's okay. You can just put full screen and then it will be perfect. or you can proceed like that.
It's okay?
It's visible. Yes, yes. Please proceed.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We will focus on the achievement challenges to sustain water service in Jericho City. First of all, we will speak about the Jericho city. It is the oldest city in the world, and it is the lowest point on Earth, and it is the oldest known civilization in the world. Its location near the Jordan Valley and near the Dead Sea. The area is about 45 kilometers squares. It slopes gradually from 200 meter to 350 meter below the sea level. The climate is very hot and arid in summer, moderately cold in winter. The average maximum temperature about 45 degree in summer, and the minimum temperature is 5 degree in winter. The average rainfall is very little. We speak about 150 millimeter per year. The humidity from 35 to 65 percentage, and the wind surface, we speak about the maximum 2.1 meter per second. According to the population of Jericho in 2020, we speak about 35,000, and we expect it to be 40,600 by 2025. The population growth rate about 1.84. But when we speak about the actual population in Jericho, we should take in consideration the tourists and the passenger visiting during the years, in addition to the police and military camps for the Palestinian Authority. The main water resources, there is only one sources for the water. We speak about Ain Sultan Spring, 2 kilometers from the city center. We speak about 650 meter cube per hour, around 4 million cubic meter per year. It divided for the irrigation and for the domestic, and it's different from summer to winter. The water is potable and using for drinkable. We added only chlorine before pumping into the network. Sewage and the treatment water. We established the wastewater treatment plant in 2014. With now the sewage network coverage about 50% of the city area, and the houses connection about 17%. The plant receives 2,400 cubic meter per day. The average capacity 6,600 meter cube per day. We achieve a successful story in the wastewater treatment plant as a non-conventional resources, and 100% of the treated water go for the agriculture, especially the palm trees. For the water shortage causes and circumstances, the increasing daily demand not caused only by the natural population, but also because of the tourists and what we speak about before, the military camps, and passing Jericho through Jericho to Jordan. And there is a political problem related to the authorization to obtain water from the ground by digging a deep well. Quality of service feedback. There is no specific way to know the quality of water supply service from the customer. Operation and maintenance in the water network is very difficult if not assisted by an integrated water network control, SCADA. Capacity and the skills of the municipality operators should be improved. The technical difficulties for the domestic water network, we have the problems and the solution, and we go directly for the entering of Mairie de Paris and the Paris cooperation between and the cooperation between Paris and Jericho municipality. Before the entering of Mairie de Paris, there is no strategic master plan in Jericho city. There is a problem on related to unequal water tariff pricing, low efficiency of billing and recovery system, and some technical issues related to the pressure problems and uncovered area with the network, and lack of detection techniques, high consumption in the energy in pumping. The water tariff reformation, it is in progress now. The billing and recovery plan, it is done. It was done. Public awareness campaign, it was done. The technical master plan action to reduce the lack of water, demand action, consumption reduction, infrastructure action, network reinforcement, supply action, new wells, losses reduction, hydraulic model simulation, build a comprehensive complaint management, not yet implemented. For the Jericho Paris Cooperation, it started from 2009. The cooperation agreement was signed. From 2009 to 2011, the water master plan of Jericho City has been performed. From 2011 to 2013, following up the recommendation of master plan and reinforcement works in the Kitfilwad area, which is in the south area of Jericho. This is the first entering of the cooperation between Jericho and Paris to treat the weakening on pressure on those areas because those areas face a lack of water during the summer. From 2013 until 2019, technical assistance on 4 tasks, creation a geographical information system, the GIS, a hydraulic model, assistance on operation maintenance and investment plan, improvement of collection, bills, payments, and cost recovery, launching awareness campaign on sustainable water usage. For the hydraulic model, which is implemented by the cooperation with Mairie de Paris, we started with the network map update. We make a billing zone and large consumer identification, seasonal consumption integration in the hydraulic model, GIS update procedure and organization, a proposal of evaluation scenarios. In the hydraulic model and investment plan, problem solving and suggestion, list of technical proposal. After we make the hydraulic model, list of technical proposal to be tested, and we prioritize a list of investment to be carried on the network in order to improve the service quality for the customer. We implemented by Jericho municipality budget 3.5 kilometer main pipeline, which is recommended on the high end the hydraulic model, in addition to the entering of Mairie de Paris related to the south area, and we design of a prepaid water meter pilot method. The main impact of the prepaid water meter to reserve more water and to reduce the consumption, because the consumption during the hot season on summer it's very high in Jericho. Related to billing and recovery evaluation, we started by also entering Mairie de Paris with Jericho municipality. With the team of Jericho municipality, we make an improvement in the billing and recovery. We saw in the previous of entering Mairie de Paris, we use the manual collection, but after entering the Mairie de Paris, we added a mobile device. And now we make an improvement on the mobile device and we expected to use the tablet and an Android system in the beginning of next year. Because the tablet and Android system easy to use techniques can be developed and updated, a lot of useful application. Billing and recovery organization. To cooperate between the water department and financial department, we hire an office coordinator to arrange the relation between the billing sections and the recovery section, because the billing section responsible about reading the ammeters and print the bills and try to collect on the single visit. This is the idea from the billing system and the mobile device.
2 minutes left, Mr. Fitian.
Okay. For the process of billing recovery process, integrated collection, read, check the water meters, print bills on the site and give to the customer, collect money from the customer. If the customer is not available, we put the sticker and SMS notification sent by the service department in Jericho municipality, and the payment should be in the customer service or on the BalPay, because the BalPay also now it is activated. For the water tariff reformation, because it, according to the tariff for the water in Palestine, it's very low in Jericho, and there is comparing with the high water consumption and weaken improvement of the water service and reinforcement of the network. The Palestinian Minister Cabinet take a new decision number 4 in 2021 for the a new tariff has been approved, and we work on this issue to apply the new tariff on the beginning of next year. The awareness campaign on the water reservation also implemented by the cooperation between Mairie de Paris and Jericho municipality. The aims recovery improvement for the better service quality, improvement of the network capacity, better customer support and responses. The cooperation between Jericho and Paris project or Paris cooperation aspiration and expectation from 2018 2021, development of technical and financial competencies, follow up the operation and maintenance, follow up billing and recovery system, a pre-study for SCADA system and sectorization of the network, follow a prepaid water meter pilot project. From 2021 to 2024, better quality for water services, reinforcement of water network operation and maintenance SCADA system, recovery 100% by, because there is a tendency of the council for the municipality and the council member to use the prepaid water meter for all the new services on the beginning of next year, and the water tariff information should be finished at the end of this year and used and activated in the beginning of the next year. In the beginning of next year, 2021, a new relation between, a new cooperation between Jericho and Paris, a new support from Paris. We thank a lot Paris and all the donors for Jericho municipality who helped the municipality to improve the quality of service related to the sewer, related to the water and the sewage system. Together for a better water service quality to the benefit of Jericho population. Thank you. Gracias. Merci.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fetian, for presenting this excellent example of a long-term and sustained collaboration and partnership between the city of Paris and the city of Jericho. And we are very glad to know that this partnership is going to continue over the next few years, and we wish you a very productive partnership. So thank you so much. We would love to have time to discuss in detail and get questions from the participants on these experiences, but unfortunately, time is limited. So, but thank you for sharing this, and congratulations on the continuation of your partnership. So now we are reaching the end of the session, but we wanted to have two more guests, two more participants, because as you may know, the European Union, through the European Commission Directorate for International Partnerships, launched a new WOP program, international WOP program that is being funded by the European Commission and managed by GWOP. So two of the WOPs that were selected through the call for proposals are in the Arab region with European mentors. So we'll have a very short introductions or presentations by the mentors from Macesa in Sevilla and the WOP with the municipality of Ramallah in Palestine. And the next one will be the WOP between the city of Milan in Italy and Sonet in Tunisia. So first I would like to invite Mr. Graciano Carpes, who is he's the cooperation and funds technician in Macesa Sevilla, to very briefly present the objectives of this new WOP that will start very, very soon. So Graciano, you have the floor. Please share your.
Thank you very much, Luis, Jose Luis. On behalf of Macesa, I want to thank you for invite us to show and to invite us and to show WOP Ramallah project. I don't want to delay the intervention of next colleagues, so I will be brief. I'm going to share my. I don't know if you can see the presentation. Okay. Okay, to show Emacesa in Cyprus, Emacesa is a water company. Is the company that trade the whole cycle of the water in Seville. It's covering more than 1 million inhabitants. We manage more than 6 reservoirs, 3 drinking water treatment plants with an amount of 10 cubic meter per second of treatment, with a drinking water network as long as 3,800 kilometers. And in the sewerage system, we have more than 6 wastewater treatment plants with an amount of around 500,000 cubic meter per day. And also we manage the sewerage network with that is as long as near 3,000 kilometers.
Graciano, your presentation is not launched.
No?
No, you need to click on the full to launch.
Yes?
Yes. Okay, now you can go to the slide you were presenting. Thank you. No, not yet.
Not yet?
No.
It said that yes.
No, we cannot see it. Or maybe you can, for the sake of being practical, just click on the left side and click on the slide you want to present. We can still see it on the screen. Just click on select the slide you want to present.
No?
Yes.
Okay. No, but I was presenting Emacesa, and now I'm going to start with the project. Can you?
Excellent.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Talking about the project, the title is In Chasing Water and Wastewater System Operation Infrastructure and Water Maintenance Management in Ramallah and Algeria government, including part of Jerusalem. As a brief summary, can you see? Excuse me. Maybe now?
Yes. Now we can see the full screen.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. As a brief summary about Ramallah project, the goal of this project is to improve and standardize the water and wastewater network on Ramallah and Algeria. And in order to and in this way, the beneficiary partner will learn about to improve the preventive management, maintenance on efficient operation in order to reduce incidents, harmonize the water and wastewater management, and to have the knowledge in order to unify the entire water cycle in a single entity in the near future. That's the brief summary of the project. And in this way, we want to cover different topics, as for example, I know. Okay. Different topic, as for example, how to manage the sewerage network in order to reduce lack of sewerage in the network. Doing also recommendation about design and management of the household use of the septic tank for the wastewater discharge. Also recommendation to avoid direct wastewater disposal into the nearby and frequent leaking septic tanks in order to avoid contamination of the surface ground and the underground water. Also, technical assessment for the urgent need for an improved water treatment system for the city in order to maximize the usability of wastewater in a safe environment, and to recommend and assess in legal and technical topics of public tenders because of the need of external experts to improve their knowledge and experience for the excuse me, from the companies that want to, from the beneficiary partners, right? The beneficiary partner in this project are Ramallah Municipality and Jerusalem Water Undertaking. And the goal of the project of the WOP is to have the beneficiary partner team to be able to design short and long-term water and sewage water network. Also, Macesa, as the leader of the project at the WOP, will deliver to RM and GWU employees to improve their skill to design, manage, operate, and maintain the sewage network and the treatment plants. Also, will teach them how to manage their operation and maintenance contract to require from now excellent in operation and maintenance by KPIs and other requirements. And the final goal, or the final goal, is to create for Ramallah municipalities will create a public entity who will operate both a drinking water and sewage network and facility to unify the criteria, management, and cost. The project approach this way, Macesa, in the WOP.
So, Graciano, could you please wrap up?
What?
Yes, 1 minute left.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to finish. In this way, Macesa will provide technical management to the partner employee to help them improve their capacities and manage the growing complexity of the city sewage network. Macesa will also develop the appropriate guidelines and procedures to help Ramallah municipality to manage the project activities. And we will hold a visit to Ramallah to assess the Ramallah municipality needs, in addition to lead workers assigned to Ramallah municipality wastewater infrastructure can be assessed as facilities and be provided with the latest management techniques. That's the last photo is work that we have done in another WOP in which we improve the safety of the works an Asian company has. As you can see, that's the first photo, that's the beginning, and as we finish when we finish the collaboration with them. Thank you very much, and now thank you.
Thank you very much, Graciano, and for sharing what is a WOP in the making. So we all look with a lot of expectation at this WOP, and as well as of course, all the other WOPs in the EU program, but in particular, because this is taking place in the Arab region, I think that all the achievements that you will be able to make will be for sure improving the WOP practice in the region. So we're very much looking to the implementation of this WOP.
Thank you very much.
And then I would like to invite the last speaker, Antonio Fantasia, who is project manager at the municipality of Milan, as the public water operator of Milan, who is the mentor of a WOP with Sonet in Tunisia. So, Antonio, we're very happy to have you with us, and also to share with us your vision and your expectations for this new WOP that will start very, very soon. So, Antonio, you have the floor, 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll share my screen as well. Yes, first of all, thanks a lot for having us, and we are very excited to present this project. And of course, we are very excited to start working on this WOP, which is a cooperation between Italy and Tunisia, and in particular with the city of Milan and city of Gabes. This project fits with the way of the city of Milan territorial system works. So they brings the different excellencies of the Milan system and bring it together and in a virtuous model. So they have, for example, they bring together, of course, the different departments of the city of Milan, but also public utility companies, like, for example, SPA, which is the main, the leading partner of this of the WOP, the universities in Lombardy, private sector, civil societies. So all these actors of the territorial system of the city of Milan, they bring together in order to when the city of Milan does international cooperation. And this is a bit the projects and the countries where the city of Milan works at the moment, with an overall budget of 40 million of ongoing projects. And usually the role of the municipality of Milan is to respond to foreign cities' solicitation in terms of technical support, activating synergies with municipal department and connecting all stakeholders. So that's a bit of the city-to-city cooperation. So how the city of Milan works. From one side, you see the under city of Milan, there are all the different actors of the Milan territorial system. On the other side, there is a local authority and also which, for example, can ask for exchanges, technical assistance, collaboration, and all the counterparts there. Then, of course, the donor and the NGOs that usually are from Milan and operates in the country, in the partner countries. And that's the same scheme that was used for the enacting SDG 6, which is the name of the project. In this case, SPA, which is the public utility company, water operator in Milan, which is the utility company which ensure the access to public water and who manage all the integrated water system of the entire city of Milan, serving more or less over than 1.3 million people. So in this case, SPA is the leader of the partnership. UN Habitat is the donor, and then the city of Gabes is the partner organization, the partnering local authority. And in this case, we have the SONED, which is the public authority company responsible for the production and distribution of drinking water. So they are the first beneficiary partner in this WOP. But also the municipality is a beneficiary partner because they are responsible for public cleaning and sanitation of the city. And plus we have the UTSS, which is a local NGO, and AFSI NGO, which is an Italian NGO working in Tunisia. And that's more or less this. So leading partner and beneficiary partners and additional partners. So the aim of the project is to improve the operation, financial, social, environmental, and cross-cutting capacity and performance of the water operators in Gabes, Tunisia. And the first goal is, there are three main goals. The first is related to water distribution. So SONED will manage the water supply system more efficiently after the end of the project, so with a focus on reducing water loss. SONED will improve the operational capacities, in particular on leak detection methods, management of information, and innovative and non-invasive repair techniques. And plus, they will also create a forecast map of hazards of the water system. So by the end of the project, SONED would increase the percentage of water produced that reaches the final consumer. So they will also improve their financial sustainability and efficiency. So this part of the project is really linked with the indicator of the SDG 641, so change in water use efficiency over time. The second goal is related to the integrated water resources management, and in this case, the municipality of Gabes, since it's the responsible for this topic, will increase its capacity to reduce water stress in the urban area, and will improve the amount of rainwater collected and reused, strengthening both the municipality operational efficiency and the environmental sustainability of the city. All of those aspects will support the development also of a green design of the city by improving the urban landscape and microclimates. This goal is related to the indicator SDG 651, so the degree of integrated water resources management. The third goal and the last one is related to the enabling environment and governance. In this case, the local communities and private companies, they will enhance their behavior towards the durable water consumption due to the improvement of the municipality's governance. In this case, the institutional exchanges between Milan and Gabes on best practices, on community engagement activities, and also reaching formal commitments of local authorities, local community leaders and managers of private companies will improve the capacities of the municipality, the governance capacity, and their capacity also to create a more enabling environment. And in this case, the link is with SDG 611, proportion of population using safely managed drinking water services. So the key elements of this project is that of this cooperation partnership is that the first is of course the core of the partnership, which is the exchange of practices and experience through visits and also remotely with different methods. And also the exchange of policies and methods of intervention. This is more related to the two municipalities involved. The innovative tools and methods which will be introduced, which are very simple and efficient, and they can be easily managed also after the project. We are going also to have pilot interventions, and we are going to evaluate this intervention in order to assess their replicability. We are going also to have, there will be also technical support in developing feasibility studies, technical financial guides, and a strategic plan that could be used then afterwards, after the end of the project, also as a basis for leveraging additional investments. We are going to involve the local population and stakeholders in different phases of the project at different levels. Then we will also give visibility to the activities to the partnership, and also we will try to engage and to reach out, engage potential investors. So in this case, the cities-to-city cooperation approach will ensure, from one side, that new opportunities could attract investors for water and sanitation operational infrastructure improvements, but also could facilitate the development of further cooperation among partners beyond the scope of this project. Thank you very much for your attention. This is.
Thank you, Antonio. Thank you so much.
I would be very happy to respond to any question if there are any, or yes, to also
we unfortunately we would love to have more time, but we are exceeding already the duration of the session. To get comments and reactions and also words of encouragement to the new WOPs. So at least as a moderator on behalf of WOPA, I would like to thank you, Antonio, and wishing you the best of success in your new partnership with Tunisia, with Gabes. So we'll be in touch for sure, and we'll be able to showcase your progress and results in future workshops. So
Your
thank
pleasure.
you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
I was informed by the technical support that we only have 10 more minutes, and I would like to dedicate these final 10 minutes to invite Mr. Khaldoun Hashman of Aqua to share with us their perspective on what technical capacities still need to be developed with water and sanitation utilities in the MENA region and the Arab region to meet these challenges posed by water scarcity, by climate change. So I would like to ask Khaldoun to share final remarks on his own conclusions and the way forward, and what role can Aqua play to continue to support water utilities and develop their capacity. And with that, then we will conclude the session. Akram has suggested to have a final group picture. In that case, I will ask before closing to all open your camera so we can take a picture of those who are still with us. So Khaldoun, you have the floor for 10 minutes, and then we'll have to close the session. Thank you so much to everyone. Khaldoun.
Thank you. Thanks for all the presenters from holding company and Aqaba and the other experiences that the presenters gave about the partnership between North and South Mediterranean. I think it was a good opportunity to know what's going on, and seeing an actual matchmaking is going on the ground. And I was happy for the long partnership between I think Ramallah and Paris, and it's since few years, and it will be going on. And this actually unusual because sometimes some of these twinnings ends after 1 or 2 visits, study visits. I think matchmaking or twinning, or what we call it, it's a must to transfer, not only between very advanced utility and progressing utility, but between the country to utilities itself and some other countries which they have utilities from other countries, they have the same circumstances, but some of them are advanced in some areas and the other in other areas. In Aqua, we did the twinnings between Aqaba and Beirut, and Aqaba and 2 other utilities in Jordan. I think the utility itself, it's not, it will not solve all the matchmaking and visits. It will not solve all the problems because, as you know, most of these agreements will tackle 1 or 2 components of what some utilities are facing. Therefore, Aqua did their best to develop a very huge training program in managing water and wastewater facilities, beside the 34 certification program for operators, which I sent it for you, Jose. Somebody asked me about what we are going in this webinar, what we are going to do, our future plans for water governance and integrated water resources. When we talk about water governance, it's a huge issue. Talking about integrated water resource management and financial management, and of course, risk avoiding. Therefore, we developed these 15 training programs, which we call it Aqua Water Governance Integrated Water Resources and Utility Managerial Level Training. When we talk about managerial, because most of them will say, will give the tools for the managers in top and middle management, how to they run the systems. These are the 15 training programs, and beside that, we develop leadership empowerment programs, as I told you, beside the 34. I will promise to update all these within 1 or 2 days and send it back to you, Jose, to send it to all partners, and with, of course, the outlines of everyone and duration. But if you look to these 15, you are supposing non-revenue water. And I was happy to hear from Mr. Abu Saud that we are managing the non-revenue water reduction water resources. It's the cheapest one, beside, of course, the effluent water and the treated water. Therefore, we have to concentrate on those two things rather than to develop new resources, especially for poor countries from desalination. You know, effluent water is a continuous renewable supply and increasing by increasing of water consumption. And running non-revenue water, for the study we did it for the water sector, developed them a strategy on national level how to reduce it through apparent losses. Apparent, talking about administrative losses rather than to implement and rehabilitate all the networks with hundreds of millions. In Lebanon, suppose we develop a system, Android system, to manage the operation and maintenance in the network and readings connected with the main servers, connected with the asset management, with the GIS and billing and reading systems as a part and a fundamental base for integrating all the ERP, as Mr. Abu Saud said. And we were in very good cooperation with Aqaba in doing this. Now, these are the details. I will not speak more about that. We'll be in touch anytime. I propose to have this group, a WhatsApp group. If you like, we can manage it and try to put questions and answers for what has been discussed this and give more knowledge and transfer knowledge through this WhatsApp. The other question, the other training, leadership empowerment. The other training program, it's called Leadership Empowerment for managing public-private partner utilities. Now, we are talking on private sector participation, monitoring and regulatory of PP, strategic utility planning, modality, strategic utility planning, financial modalities. Here we're talking, 1 minute. We are talking about cost recovery, talking about tariff restructuring, talking about reducing the operational cost, and that will save some financing, because we know nowadays financing is very, very limited. Everybody is concentrating in this COVID and fighting the COVID, the refugees issue, etc. Beside efficient utility management, how we have to manage our water resources, because we have big problem in this, the human resources. That's the brain drain. People are leaving, sometimes due to instability of some countries, sometimes for retirement, sometimes for seeking good jobs, sometimes, we lost many friends in this COVID. One of them, he was one of the best of the Arab region in non-revenue water. God bless his soul. So that's why we have to find somebody to replace and try to pick the new people and train them in very proper way that they can lead for the future. And the new blood will come and to lead the utilities in this. While I was in the chairman of Miyahuna in Jordan, we managed to produce 15 good managers for, now they are leading. They were good engineers. They are leading the process. And once they will be leading as a top management. The other skills which is needed for the utilities, I think like the risk management, we are living in risk. We are living in high increase in population, immigration within the country like Iraq and Libya and Syria, immigration from one country to country, rise in energy, which was not expected nowadays. Those will give big, heavy duties for the utility that they should mitigate with this risk and they try to put a mitigation plan for these risks. So these are what we can contribute. And as I told you, Luis, Jose, that I will send it updated for you to share it with all our friends and any partner want to do. To know that till now, we nearly certified more 1,200 people as operator, according to the ABC standards, American Board of Certification, and according to the Water Office of Sacramento University, of course, customized to the Arab region. I think we have heavy load. I think no any utility or no any organization can claim that they can bring all the solution. We need to put hands to hands in every aspect that try to minimize the risk on the poor people who can't pay the bills. One of them is the electricity. Everybody, it was very useful. Thank you, Jose, for good. Thank you, Jose, for good preparation. Also for a short time. Looking for the coming webinars together, inshallah. Greeting for everybody.
Thank you,
Greetings
Khaldun. Thank you so much, and thank you for the support that Aqua is given to GWOPA and for being an real excellent partner in the region. So looking forward to work with you. And now I think we need to conclude, but again, I add to what Khaldun said, is a big thank to all institutions in the region, also from Europe that participated. We need to conclude, but as Akram suggested, we're going to have group photographs. So I invite all of you, all the speakers, to open your cameras. Antonio, Graciano, Maria Jose, and let's see how we can. Okay, let's see. Okay. Graciano, are you there? Okay, I'm taking like pieces. Okay, very good.
Sheikh Khaldun.
Akram, yes, you want to say something to Khaldun?
Not really. Not really. I'm saying that we have to just switch off on the cam, please.
Okay. So, shukran. It's been a pleasure to have this session, and we need to continue to work together, as Khaldun said. Join hands. There's a lot to do, but a very good willingness. So, and also one of the messages that I take from this session is that the WOP practice is active and alive in the region, but we need to replicate and multiply the efforts to have more partnerships in the region. So all the best. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day and hope to see you very soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What?
Goodbye.
Already over?
No, we have plenty more options to continue the discussions and peer exchange beyond the Congress.
Tell me more. What are the options?
Well, GWOPA membership, for example. By becoming a member of GWOPA, everyone can connect to a global alliance of practitioners and experts. There are two ways of becoming a member. First, institutional members. Institutions can participate in GWOPA's assemblies and are eligible to run and vote in its International Steering Committee elections. Or second, individual members. Individuals can connect and engage with peers in the online GWOPA community. We have created a space that allows for networking and easy communication. Meet future WOP partners, stay up to date on project opportunities, and participate in peer-to-peer learning opportunities.
Sounds great. How can I join?
Simply go to www.gwopa.org and register for free. If you want to know more, you can follow GWOPA on social media and subscribe to the newsletter. Thanks for joining the 4th Global WOPs Congress.